안녕하세요.
Hello.
최근 올림픽에서 근대 5종이라는 종목이 있는데 독일 선수가 승마 중에 말을 안 들어서 0점을 받은 사건이 있었어요. 오늘 저희는 독일 사람들이 그것에 대해서 어떻게 반응을 했는가, 그리고 독일인으로서 승마를 해본 적이 있는 사람으로서 그 사건에 대해서 얘기를 좀 해보려고 합니다. 재밌게 봐주셨으면 좋겠습니다. Let's go!
Let's go.
최근에 올림픽 근대 5종에서 독일인 선수한테 무슨 일이 있었죠?
So recently, a German athlete received 0 points in Springreiten. We call it Springreiten because the horse refused to jump, basically, and she thought that she would get a gold medal.
승마 전까지는 완벽하게 하던 상황이었어요.
If she would have just done a normal job, she would have basically gotten the gold medal. But because the horse refused it, she received 0 points. And the trainer or her coach also got suspended after that for basically talking really violently and aggressively and telling her to hit the horse harder. And because she also hit the horse herself or punched the horse like this. That's basically what happened, and it's quite a big deal in Germany at the moment, and on the German news and media everybody is talking about it. And both the trainer and the athlete received a lot of hate for that and a lot of malicious comments.
그럼 이제 왜 이 사건이 일어났는지를 지금 체크를 해볼게요. 일단 크게 3가지 이유가 있는데, 근데 저도 전문가는 아니라서 자세하게 몰라요. 근데 첫 번째로는 일단 말과 교감을 할 시간이 굉장히 짧대요. 일단 말과 배정이 무작위로 되는데 자기가 평소에 타오던 말이 아닌 처음 보는 말이랑 배정을 돼서 그 말이랑 20분에서 40분 동안 교감을 하면서 친해져야 되는 건데 그때 상당히 어려운 것 같아요. 일단 그게 가장 큰 이유인 것 같고, 그리고 두 번째로는 슐로이? 아니카 슐로이? 그 선수가 탄 말 이름이 세인트보이인데 그 세인트보이를 그분께서 처음 타신 게 아니고 그분이 타시기 전에 이미 러시아 선수가, 아니면 뭐 ROC라고 하던데 저도 자세히는 모르겠는데 아마 좀 빡세게 말을 이렇게 굴린 것 같아요. 그래서 그것 때문에 이 세인트보이가 좀 스트레스를 받아 있는 상태였던 것 같고, 그리고 세 번째로는
So basically, apparently there's a rule for this sport, for the horseback jumping. So the horse can be used twice, so by 2 athletes. And for the horse, it has to refuse, I think it was 4 times. It has to refuse 4 times to jump to get taken out of the competition and not be used again with another athlete. But this horse, Saint Boy, right? With the Russian rider, right? He refused only 3 times. So even though he only refused 3 times and he had so much stress, he was taken to the vet. But the vet, because of the rule of that, he has to refuse 4 times to get taken out. So the vet said he has to be used again because that is the rule. The vet just followed the rule of that.
뭐 어쨌든 그 규정 때문에 그런 거다라는 의견도 많이 있는 것 같아요. 여기까지가 왜 이 사건이 일어났는가에 대해 대표적인 이유 3가지 이유였고요. 아마 다른 이유들도 많이 있겠죠. 이것뿐만이 아니라. 다음으로는 이 사건에 대해서 독일 미디어와 한국 미디어에서 어떻게 다루는가, 그리고 이 사건에 대해 반응을 좀 살펴볼 건데요. 전반적으로 반응은 비슷비슷했어요. 근데 중점을 두는 거가 좀 다르다고 느꼈는데 독일 미디어에서는 어떻게 반응을 했을까요?
The German media already reacted quite harshly to that with how they showed the incident. And because Germans can obviously understand what the trainer also said, the focus was on what the trainer said and did to the horse, and also how that athlete Annika Schleuer was crying on the horse. That was the major point for Germans to react to, or what they thought was not acceptable.
So she cannot cry?
No, because Germans think that especially when it comes to sports and Olympic Games and stuff like that, and especially also with the horseback riding community, you should be really disciplined and you should be in charge of taking care of the horse, the horse comes first. I mean, she started crying because obviously she had trained so hard for that and she wanted to have the gold medal, right? It was so clear that she would get it if she could just pass like easily, you know? But the Germans said, why does it matter? Why is the gold medal and your own satisfaction more important than the horse in that situation? Germans couldn't really understand that because we don't think it's a big deal to win a gold medal or something like that.
그 승마 커뮤니티에서는 그 선수 개인보다 말에 대한 예의 혹은 권리가 아마 좀 더 중요시 되는 것 같아요.
Prior to this incident, it's been many years since their animal rights have gone up in Germany, and a lot of people have been starting to care about that. So basically, the overall reaction from the media and from just the people commenting on that was quite harsh, and they really criticized the trainer, especially, and also the athlete really harshly. So harsh that the trainer got suspended in the end, and the athlete had to delete her social media, Instagram, because it was too much for her. Basically, she got a lot of hate comments, and apparently her family members too, and her boyfriend too. So basically, when I first saw that video, I saw it on YouTube, and when I looked at the comments, everything was about the horse and the animal rights and how bad of a person those two people are. So I was quite shocked.
독일 미디어와 독일 사람들을 보면은 물론 아니카 슐로이 그 선수께서 노력을 엄청나게 많이 하시고 준비를 많이 하신 건 맞지만 그럼에도 불구하고 그분께서 그 말에 했던 행동들이나 아니면 그 선수한테 코치가 말 그냥 때려 이렇게 말했던 그것들이 독일 미디어에서는 그게 용납이 안 되는 거예요. 동물 보호 권리에 좀 더 그 초점이 맞춰져 있는 것 같아요. 근데 반면에 제가 이제 한국 미디어에서 본 것들을 보면요, 그 말에 대한 권리보다는 선수에 대한 연민에 중점을 뒀던 것 같은데, 물론 그 댓글들을 좀 이렇게 보니까 그 말에 대한 동물 학대가 될 수도 있다 뭐 이렇게 말씀하시는 분들도 좀 계시더라고요. 아니면 기사들도 제가 좀 찾아봤는데 이게 과연 누구를 위한 스포츠냐 뭐 그런 말도 좀 있었던 것 같고, 어쨌든 전반적으로는 이 선수에 대한 그 연민 그리고 동정이 주였던 것 같아요. 두 나라의 미디어에서 다뤘던 내용 자체는 비슷하거나 똑같다고 사실 볼 수 있는데 어디에다 중점을 두느냐가 좀 달랐던 것 같아요. 라라는 이제 승마를 했었대요. 그래서 승마를 했던 경험이 있는 사람으로서 의견을 좀 물어보도록 하겠습니다.
So at first when I saw the media and the comments, I also thought like, oh my god, that's like so bad for the horse. Like I immediately got into it. But then I started thinking about my time like that I had in the stable, my experience with horses. I could kind of see that their behavior to somebody who has done that sports too, or the horseback riding, really reminded me of overall the atmosphere in the stable. It's true that when it comes to that sports, a lot of people are really disciplined and even sometimes harsh, or what you can see as aggressive towards the horse. They are just really strict, but I wouldn't say that those people necessarily want to hurt the horse, because those people love horses. They have their own horse and they want to train that for the competition or something like that, right? Obviously not everybody is like that, but in general the whole atmosphere in that training environment is really harsh and strict. If the horse doesn't really listen to you, then it could also be dangerous for the human. For example, I had an incident where I didn't have control over the horse, and then I fell down and the horse just ran away, you know? Just if you're at the stable, if you own a horse, it's normal to just like pat them like this, like a little bit harshly. So for me personally, when I saw the video, I first didn't even notice that she hits the horse like this. I personally thought that hitting with the hand, I don't think the horse got hurt by that a lot.
Yeah.
But obviously her whole gesturing and that she is emphasizing to hit it harder, I think that was the overall reason to get her suspended, and not just because she hit the horse like this.
Yeah.
Like it's known that with that Gerte, you know, the one that she had, almost every horseback rider uses that. That is true. But only to give like an impulse to the horse, like it's not supposed to be like with that stick, because the stick obviously hurts, right? It's supposed to be like a little bit touching the horse so that it knows what to do. So obviously it was wrong for her to tell her to hit it like really harshly. So I'm a little bit conflicted because I can understand both sides. I can understand the athlete's thinking or the trainer's thinking, because I did that sports too, but on the other side it's obviously not good for the animal.
그냥 전반적으로 좀 어려운 문제네요. 이게 동물의 보호도 중요하지만 한편으로 봤을 때는 말을 컨트롤하는 거에 특정한 방식이 있을 수 있는 거니까.
I think the overall conclusion that most of the people got from this incident is that we should change something about either the rules that you have to use a horse that you don't know. Maybe you should bring your own horse to the competition. Because I think one reason why that horse got so stressed is also because there's a stranger on top of it. And the horse cannot trust that stranger to give the right impulsive at the right time, which
But
can
the-
hurt the horse.
But the purpose of the game, the match is to steal the horse at the war, at the battlefield. You
Yeah,
cannot
that's
take-
what should be changed.
Ah,
Either
that's what
that
it should be.
or completely taking out horses. Because to be honest, yeah, it is a really old school thing, a really old school competition. Because we got the animals rights now and everything.
21세기에 걸맞은 방식으로 운영을 하려면 적절하게 이 규칙을 좀 바꿔야 할 필요가 있는 게 아닌가 하는 결론을 내리게 되었습니다. 이번 사건을 주제로 두 나라의 미디어를 비교를 좀 해봤고요. 그리고 독일인으로서 승마를 해본 사람으로서의 의견도 좀 들어봤는데 재밌게 시청해 주셨기를 바랍니다. 영상 재밌게 보셨으면 좋아요와
구독.
부탁드립니다. 안녕.
Bye bye.